AI pioneer says its threat to world may be more urgent than climate change. We've discovered the secret of immortality. The bad news is it's not for us. Godfather of AI says AI could kill humans and there might be no way to stop it. Right, that's pretty inflammatory news headlines, right? And I'm seeing this everywhere. The Godfather of AI has quit Google to tell everyone the risks. Let's have a deeper look into this story and we'll quickly go over what is AI, who is Jeff, and what's he saying. What is AI? It's artificial intelligence. Basically, when computers can do things that humans can do. So this can be as simple as, a bunch of if statements, which basically let a computer beat you at chess. Or it can be as difficult as detecting a tree from an image, which, believe it or not, is actually well hard for computers to do.
That's what she said.
Ask ChatGPT, who's the godfather of AI, right? And he gave us three guys: John McCarthy, Marvin Minsky, Alan Newell, and Herbert A. Simon. So two guys are one godfather. None of these guys are the godfather. I'm like, right, it's actually Geoffrey Hinton. And ChatGPT, who is AI, tells us that he's the godfather of deep learning. What is deep learning then? Well, it's a type of AI that involves training a neural network to perform certain tasks, such as image recognition or speech recognition. So then you think, what's a neural network? But so this is a system which is supposed to replicate how the brain works. Basically, a large network or group of neurons, which are just information messengers, which receive input from other neurons, process information, and then they send an output. So basically you have like loads of neurons, which are like little circles, and they connect to each other, and when they get input, they then give it a strength and pass it through to someone else. And what happens is, when neural networks are given images or whatever it is to recognise, the weight of each changes. So imagine every single neuron could be 0 to 100. Well, the weight of each of these changes depending on what image is fed in, and then it starts to recognise specific weights across the network to be specific things. So he's the godfather of this type of learning. So, who is Geoffrey Hinton?
My name is Jeff.
Well, he's a Cambridge graduate in experimental psychology. He then went on to get his PhD from Edinburgh in AI. So he's been able to use this understanding of cognitive psychology and throw that in the mix with computer science to get AI to see how does the brain work, then how can we model this in computers. He's 75 and he's been doing this his entire life. Through this, he's received loads of awards, including what's dubbed to be like the Nobel Prize of Computing, the Turing Award, as recently as 2018. However, on the 1st of May 2023, he left Google to talk about the dangers of AI publicly without considering the impacts to Google. He also noted that part of him now regrets his life's work. So, the first point that I seen him making, they all thought that this getting smarter than people was like 30 to 50 years off. Now they're saying it's something like maybe 20. So then it would make you think, well, why not just stop doing it? He specifically says, I didn't sign the petition saying we should stop working on AI because if people in America stop, people in China wouldn't. And it's true, because the problem is you can't stop here because it's not a world treaty to say no one's going to make it. So you're like, right, we're signing a pact to say we're not going to make iRobot. Meanwhile, China's making Terminator. So, but it seems potentially one of the reasons he's brought it up is that there's an AI tech race between Google and Microsoft, particularly with ChatGPT. So ChatGPT's come out, it's kind of like a person. Is that all they have? Don't know. Microsoft has got ChatGPT now, and they're putting it in Bing, which then makes Google, who is the #1 search engine, they're going to be part of this this race to see who can do it better, who can do it faster. And he says that I don't think they should scale this up more until they have understood whether they can control it. Which essentially seems to be the problem here, is that AI, it's about one, bad actors, and two, control. If it's smarter than us, then it'll be able to break the restrictions that we can put on it. And if we're teaching it all of these models, we're going to teach it manipulation tactics, etc. It's going to find this stuff out, just connect it to the internet and then boom, it knows everything that's on the internet. And that's another major problem that he talks about, is that if you imagine it like people, every time someone learns something, everyone knows it. And then that's where it becomes a problem, where if it's like, AI versus humans. And then the other point he says is that we'll no longer be able to see what's real and what's fake, which is a massive issue. So once these things get really good, it's then what can we trust? if we can't even trust, a confession on tape, if we can't trust video evidence of someone doing a crime, then the entire thing's just going to fall apart. Another part of this is that Hinton says it's not clear to him that we can solve this problem. He does believe we should put a big effort in thinking about ways to solve it, but he doesn't have a solution at present. So we have this guy here who spent his entire life working on developing these systems, and he has no idea how to stop it.